It's a quote here. It's become a total circus. That is what someone close to actress Lori Loughlin and her husband said about their role in the college admissions scandal. The couple pleaded not guilty to charges of conspiracy to commit fraud and money laundering. And those charges carry serious punishment. We're talking up to 20 years behind bars. Prosecutors say they paid $500,000 to a fake charity to get their two daughters into the University of Southern California, USC. But a source close to the couple is defending them, saying they did what many other parents have done in the past to get their kids into good schools. Joining me now is criminal defense attorney Jay Abt. Jay, good to see you.
Thank you for having me, Susan.
We've been talking about this during the commercial, a lot to discuss. The couple says they didn't know. Thus far, this may be their defense. They didn't know that the $500,000 that they were putting forward was, quote unquote, a bribe. And the ringleader, though, the reason why money laundering is brought into this, because the ringleader is saying the money was siphoned through what turned out to be a fake charity.
Yeah, so I think it's an interesting strategy they're taking. They're going to aim for a jury trial. They're not taking a plea deal like Felicity Huffman. They have a very good lawyer, a guy named Sean Berkowitz. I happen to have
gone to high school with him?
I was on the Glenbrook North High School debate team with Sean in the 1980s.
So they have good representation.
He's a great lawyer. He happens to have been a former federal prosecutor who brought down Enron. So he's a bright guy and he knows what he's doing. And I think his strategy is likely that he's going to argue that they paid all this money, as affluent people sometimes do, to a consultant when they relied on the consultant's advice and they did not personally know that there was any illegal activity going on. It's not just the ignorance defense. It's a defense that they used resources and money to rely on someone else's expertise.
And how much does optics and likability play into this? I know they're serious crimes, but Lori Loughlin is known to be a squeaky clean actress, never in the tabloids, never done anything wrong in terms of what people know of her, has been on the squeaky clean Lifetime network. There she is with her daughter. To me, it appears as though she's a loving mom. How much does that play?
Yeah, I think everybody loves Aunt Becky, and, you know, Full House has its own sort of genre in the ethosphere of the media. I mean, so I think that will play into it. I think she's a likable person. She'll come off well in front of the jury. I'm not so much convinced about that for her husband, Massimo, but you know, it'll be interesting to see. I think her lawyers will prepare her very well to use that sort of Aunt Becky image to create credibility and likability with a jury.
And you bring up a good point. Will they be charged together, her husband and Lori, do you think, or two separate trials?
I would expect them to be tried together in the same case, and they might even be tried not only together, but along with multiple other defendants, because there's a lot of people who pled not guilty. There's many who have taken guilty pleas like Felicity Huffman, but many have pled not guilty, and it'll be up to the judge and the prosecutors, and to some degree the defense lawyers, to decide who gets tried with whom. But certainly I would expect her to be tried along with her husband.
And we're out of time. I wish we had much more, but we have seen this before, just donations, not in terms of what's alleged bribery, correct?
Yeah, and I think there's a fine line there. You can make a moral judgment personally, whether you want to think it's okay to donate money to get your kid into a school, but there is a fine line. If you're doing it quid pro quo as a bribe, that's when the feds say it's illegal.
If it's illegal, it should be illegal across the board. Obviously, I have an opinion on this. Jay, good to talk to you. Thank you for breaking that down for us.